Here I am walking in Barcelona, Spain. In this short walk, I'm walking through the Gothic Quarter, through Las Ramblas, and finally in La Boqueria. I passed through parts of Barcelona influenced by Roman, Jewish, Arabic, and Catholic culture. Barcelona, Spain traces its origins back over 2,000 years to the Roman colony called Barcino. It was founded by Emperor Augustus from 15 to 10 BC. The full Latin name of the colony was Ulia Augusta Pavienta Paterna Barcino. One of the oldest neighborhoods in Barcelona is called the Gothic Quarter, which is where this is, also known as Old City. Catalan and Spanish are the two main languages in Barcelona, Spain, with many signs also in English. My Airbnb was in the El Born district, just a few blocks away from the start of this video. The Gothic Quarter has a maze of narrow streets. A section of it is named El Call, which was a Jewish district hundreds of years ago. Something that really struck me is the amount of cool graffiti. So now the streets are lined with small shops, restaurants, and it's filled with tourists. Bikes, pedestrians, and cars share these narrow streets. So most of the tourists seem to come from France, Germany, United Kingdom, and some from the US. But it's mostly Europeans visiting Barcelona, Spain. And people tend to come out later in the afternoon, say 1 p.m., 2 p.m. That's when most people start hitting the streets. Look at those chocolates. Oh, they look so good. And I really try to avoid these streets later in the afternoon, say 4 or 5 o'clock. It could just be packed. And I heard if you go to Barcelona, say June, July, August, it gets really crowded of tourists. All right, so coming up here is Plaza de George Orwell. George Orwell wrote some classic books such as 1942 and Animal Farm. In the back there's a sculpture it's called The Olive. It's a surrealist sculpture by the artist Leandre Christofal. It's a scaled up version of the original sculpture. The original smaller sculpture is in the National Art Museum of Catalonia. So that's a plaza where people can hang out. There are many plazas in Barcelona. Something I was surprised by, there's a lot of tall, thin, pretty women in Barcelona. That struck me. People there are pretty tall. Another thing that struck me, especially with this part, the Gothic Quarter, is how easy it was to navigate. It might seem confusing and was a little bit concerned I was going to get lost, but the landmarks are very easy to remember. Got some brothers there. Oh yeah. There are a wide variety of shops, supermarkets, quick shops to get some food, restaurants, hotels. The weather, it was about, say, 80, 85 degrees. I saw a couple people on roller skates, some people on scooters. Now the governmental part is not too far from here. It's maybe a 5-minute walk. And just about everything in Barcelona, at most, is a 30-minute walk away. Here's a clothing store. All right, so I'm now leaving the Gothic Quarter, and I'm about to enter Las Ramblas. The name is La Rambla, but also known as Las Ramblas. It's a large boulevard which runs through the heart of the center of the city. So it's more accurately described as 5 streets connected, stretching about a quarter of a mile. You got lots of different vendors. The name Rambla derives from an old Arabic word called Ramla, meaning sandy riverbed. This famous and vibrant boulevard started as a humble, dried-out stream outside the walls of the Gothic Quarter. Estrella, that's a cool beer. I liked it. Drank some Estrella on the beach in Barceloneta Beach, and also in Valencia. Drank some of that. All right, so getting back to Las Ramblas. At the south end of Las Ramblas is the Christopher Columbus Monument. At the north end lies Plaza de Catalonia, a large square in the central Barcelona, and is generally considered to be Barcelona's city center. To the east of Las Ramblas is the Gothic Quarter, where I came from, and to the west is the neighborhood El Ravel. So something I was told about Las Ramblas is never, ever, ever, ever buy anything on there. The reason was the quality won't be great and the prices will be jacked up. You'll get the tourist prices. So sorry to all the vendors there. I didn't buy anything. It is encouraged to buy things a couple blocks away. A couple blocks just off Las Ramblas. The food, the quality's gonna be better and lower prices. Those drinks did look good. They looked very tempting. There are lots of important buildings close to Las Ramblas. You have Gaudi's Palau Güell. So that's actually in El Raval section. There's that famous El Gato de Botero. There's a cat I didn't see it on this trip. I didn't go to the El Ravel section. And there are lots of plazas, famous plazas just off Las Ramblas, such as Plaza Rael, with lamps designed by Gaudi, and the Lissou Theater. Yeah, there's also a subway stop on Las Ramblas. So you see those two metal columns there? Those are elevators. And they go down to the subway. So here, right here on the side, on the pavement, there's Joan Miro pavement mosaic. And I just found it real amazing to literally walk through history. Going from Jewish to Arabic, coming upon the Catholic cultures in Spain, the Roman history of Spain. And they also saw a lot of flowers on La Rambla. It's something I was told that this is like pickpocket central, but I had my head on a swivel. I was looking all over the place. I was alert. I felt safe. I had my cell phone out, so I felt comfortable walking around with my cell phone out. Coming up here, we have a market, and La Boqueria is real close by. That's it right there. So the full name of it is Mercat de Sant Joseph de la Boqueria, also known as La Boqueria. It's an extremely popular market in the center of Barcelona. Now, this market, the history dates back to 1217. It used to be an open-air meat stall, and the location shifted from different places around Las Ramblas for about 600 years. In 1835, the Carmelite convent of St. Joseph was destroyed by a fire following riots. This place gets real packed, especially later in the day. In 1836, the city council decided to make the open space the new home for the market, and it's been here since. Yeah, I had some of those sweets. About 200 vendors sell fish, ham, fruits, chocolate, nuts, alcohol from around the world and around the region. All right, so one pro tip, the deeper inside you go, the better the prices you'll find. Yeah, the fruits there were delicious, sweet, juicy, fresh, really cool. And if you want fresh fish, it's better to arrive there real early. And also, when you arrive early, you'll avoid long lines. I went there a few times, and first time or so, just pretty much to walk around. Second time, and to look for food. I did buy food each time I went. Some snacks. Now you can also sit in some stalls and eat a plate. The food tastes good, the prices are reasonable, but you can't reserve seats. So be prepared to wait a little. But it's very possible to get a seat quickly. Downstairs are restrooms. Interesting thing with the restrooms, you have to pay to go into the restroom. I think it was about so like less than €1, about that price. When I went, I had some lamb, and I had my first glass of sangria there, some cava, some champagne. That tasted really good. So yeah, so this was my walk through Barcelona, Spain, through the Gothic Quarter, Las Ramblas, and inside La Boqueria. I look forward to visiting Spain again in 2023. Hope you all enjoyed.